Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. So I wanted to make this video now because I think for a lot of people, I think some of you on this channel, I think the last few weeks, maybe even a few months, have been pretty hard on an emotional level, almost like I don't like to use this word very much, on a traumatic level, like trauma was clearing. So as you guys all know, we are in the year 2025. We are coming to a close, and that's what the year 2025 represents. It adds up to the number 9. So you got 2 plus 0 plus 2 is 4 plus 5 is 9. So the number 9 it's symbolic for ending. So we are coming to an end of what they call a 9-year cycle. So I'm going to cut to the chase right off the bat, then I'll give you a little bit more information. Hopefully this is going to be a very short video. So don't think that 2025 December 31st is like everyone ends on that day. It's not quite that clear cut. Different people will have their endings at different times during this year. Some people are literally right now are wrapping up their ending of their spiritual cycle, of their 9-year cycle. Some people, they're beginning to go through that ending. Some it's going to be at the end of the year. Some it's going to carry over into January. So 2 things I want to put in here right now before I get back to the video. This is not just an ending of a 9-year cycle. This is an ending of a 920-year cycle. Although we entered the age of Aquarius approximately 2012, it depends on the expert you listen to. We are now, it's like a funnel getting wider and wider and wider. It's like less Piscean energy and more Aquarius energy. Essentially now, and I would say the ending of the Chinese New Year or the beginning of the next Chinese New Year, we will be fully and completely in the age of Aquarius. We will be completely done with Pisces. So this is why the energy that's been coming up has been so intense. It's the last bit of clearing that's happening. So at the ending of a cycle, it's bringing up all the pollution, the rest of it to be completely and totally cleared out. So if you've been stressed or toxic or going through problems, this is why. It's going to get better. Now, the reason why I'm pulling it out is because myself, I've gone through a really intense, call it a healing, call it energy, even trauma energy come up or emotional energy come up. It was really intense for the last, I don't know, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks. One thing I did notice, and I haven't really been paying attention as much, we went through a blast from the sun, solar blast, some of the most intense, the highest levels, 4 and 5. It was probably a week to 10 days straight. Now that ended probably 4 or 5 days ago. I don't remember exact date. Now here's the funny thing. You know that guy Stefan? I think it's Stefan Burns. I've showed his video clips on here, a little bit of images of him, and I've referred his channel. He actually is from my hometown, Napa, California, which I thought was interesting. I just found that out last night. So the purpose of this video is simply to say, if you've been going through emotional, I don't like using the word trauma, but it's trauma energy coming up to be cleared. So when you go through clearings, it's a healing process and you're going through those emotions. So essentially what's happening is you're clearing the end of these cycles, and endings can be very painful. When you lose a friend, it's painful. When you go through a divorce, it's painful. When you graduate from high school, it can be very scary. It can be very painful. Endings in general are tough to deal with. So if you've been emotionally sensitive recently and been crying a lot, even having anxiety, that's all part of it. Or even having this, what's the energy? It's like a heavy, almost like a heavy, mucky energy, like that's kind of like glomming onto you. It's like clearing, it's sad, it's heavy. So that's essentially the year that we're going through. It's bringing this stuff up to be cleared finally so you can move on to the next stage. Breakups generally happen, divorces generally happen during these phases. So if you went through a really intense breakup, an intense divorce, well, it's kind of part of what this is all about. It's all about ending cycles. I'm going to give you a couple examples soon. So just go ahead and read this. And that's essentially it. It's an end of a cycle. It is not chaos. And I think that's the word I was using or trying to find when I was using the word trauma. Is it may have felt part of it for me the first 7 months, maybe more. Like things went really well up until I'd say about a month ago. I was just flying high. Now, you may have cried a lot, maybe in the last few weeks, few months. Probably still crying. Now, what you're beginning to realize is more and more people are actually waking up versus people saying, "Oh, I'm awake, I'm woke." Someone tells you they're woke, they're asleep. The word "woe" is "o," which is it's a closed kind of circle, like you're talking down a tube, looking down a tube. That's the closed mindset. Away, A is an open, expansive vowel. So one of the chaotic parts of it was you started to see narcissists. You started to, like, not just this year, but before, and you thought you had it down, and then something came back and you're like, oh no, not again, like got caught up in again. But what was really happening was you were opening up to another level. You were finally letting go of just blinding yourself, of seeing like, hey, this person is a narcissist, they're doing narcissistic stuff to me. You're just seeing it for what it is, and it's painful and it's scary and it can be chaotic opening up to the next level. Because you're just seeing things for the way they are, and some things are bad and it can be very scary, and the reality of it for the first probably couple weeks, maybe even a month or so, can kind of really throw you for another loop. So again, the year 2025 is an ending cycle number 9. It will bring up kind of like the last remnants of issues that you've had, that you've been clearing, that you've been working on. Even if you've never gone to therapy or done energy healing, on an energetic level, all of this is shifting. So going back a few seconds about what I just said, one of the things, I'm going to put it out there for all of you, one of the things that we are ending, finally, is we are going to stop turning a blind eye. We are going to stop not acknowledging what was done to us, what was said to us, what was said about us. We are done being the nice person. We're done being nice to people who are not nice to us. We're done acting like we didn't hear what they said. We're done acting like we didn't see what they said. So it's like it says here, the universe is showing us a divide right now. Do not engage with the lower dimensional behavior. Acknowledge it for what it is. In other words, see it. It's okay to see it now. Projection, ego, and unhealed wounds. Stay on your path and keep moving forward. Do not invite the past back in. This is a divine message. Stay on your path. Meaning it is time to stop understanding people who are on that level, that are hurting you, that are backstabbing you. It's done. It's done. The understanding part is done. It's time to move on. They've made a choice. The division's happening right now. There's a few people in my life that I've came to care about very much in the last few years who, let's just say, they revealed themselves and they did me wrong. And one of them came up and acted like it never happened. And then when I brought it up, they started talking really fast, blah, 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 and and they didn't want me to bring it up. And it's the same old love bombing. They bring you back in. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, no. And so it's just time. I'm moving on. If you go back to that, it's just going to be another setup. I promise you. They're just going to hurt you. They're going to traumatize you. One of the things that they're doing is they're anchored at the lower level. It's like, okay, have you guys ever heard the whole thing? What is it called? Crabs in a bucket. If when one starts to get out, they get their arm over the edge and they start to pull themselves out. The other one behind them grabs their back leg and pulls them back down. That's exactly what it is. They don't want to leave. They feel safe in this tiny little space in their mind. And if you try to expand, they're going to try to get you to contract and close up. So one of the endings that I'm going to put out there right now, which is essentially what I said earlier, but it's a little bit different, is we're done making excuses for people that are doing us wrong. We're done making excuses for being around people who do other people wrong. We're done. When you see it, you walk. When someone shows you who they are, a backstabber, they try to trigger you, they try to push your buttons, they try to shame you, they try to embarrass you in front of people, whatever. That's it. You don't say, oh, they're having a bad day, which is what we're famous for. Oh, well, they didn't mean it, which is what we're famous for doing. We're done doing that. We're done turning a blind eye to people doing us wrong. That is done. That is over. I wanted to show this one more time. It's the universe is showing us a divide right now. Do not engage with the lower dimensional behavior. Let them go. See it for what it is. Here's the thing, though. I think that is an ending that's happening or already just happened. Is the traumatic part was there was you know how they say a lifting of the veil, like another level of awakening? That just happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. And all of a sudden, we're just seeing them for doing what they're doing. And that's the point. You see it, move on. They are not going to move. They are not going to change. That's the part that you have to realize. And that's meaning that just you have to realize there's nothing you're going to do that's going to change them. You have to move on. So here's another part. You may have felt probably lost, a little bit confused in the last, again, a couple weeks, couple months. Even when it comes to your career or what you're doing with your life, you're probably just like, what direction am I going and what do I, like you might have a job that you've had for years or maybe a business or website and you're just like, I don't know where to go. I don't even know what I want to do. Like it's something inside you has shifted. So if you felt lost, if things have felt chaotic and confusing and emotional, it's all part of this ending. You're going through the final piece of this cycle. Now, for me personally, what's happened is I've noticed my energy's expanded. I'm feeling calm. I feel, it's kind of a funny word, but I feel smooth again. I feel just smooth and open, and it's still, I'm still opening. I can feel it. There's more of an expansion going on. Because before it was really tight, kind of like a pressure and stress, and now it's like the energy is just flowing through me again. I would say clear. That's probably a better word. Smooth, feeling clear, like everything's just flowing through me right now. I just feel good. You know, it's funny, I'm looking at this word powerful right now, and even though I mean it in a different way than other people, because it's not power over people, it's you being in your own power, being in your own presence. I think I would like to change this from powerless to feeling comfortable with yourself, because to me that's what it's all about. Feeling comfortable with what you're doing, with who you are, and just feeling comfortable. And that to me is what alignment means. Alignment to me isn't forcing things, because you have to force it, control it, hold it. That means something's out of alignment. It's causing stress, it's causing pressure. When you're truly in alignment, it's completely natural, it's effortless, and it flows. So if you're feeling pressure right now, stressed, or maybe like I don't know how to explain, it's like almost from the solar plexus, like this traumatic energy, I would suggest that you go with the flow for right now. If you can do some stretching, deep breathing techniques, eating a little bit more healthy, make sure you're getting your fruits and vegetables and protein, so you got plenty of protein. Make sure you got enough sodium, salt, minerals, etc. But I would say just go with it. Allow yourself to feel bad. Allow yourself to cry. Take showers. Get a massage. Do whatever you massage yourself. I massage my feet all the time. So I want to make something clear. I think some people assume, oh, you're just so lucky you feel that way all the time. Well, I've done a lot of clearing in my life, and I've also learned a lot of techniques on how to ground myself emotionally, how to deal with things, and I've practiced them a lot. So I would say I have a little bit more of an advantage than the average person, but I've cried quite a bit in the last 4 weeks, like every day, like multiple times. And up until probably today, I noticed it yesterday it started, but really for the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks at least, I was the word stress is not the right word. I would say exhausted, solar plexus energy, not quite like a traumatic feeling coming out. So I don't want you guys to think like, oh, he doesn't have bad days. No, that's not true at all. So another thing that I've learned, and I teach, everything that I do with myself, I teach to my clients, is I've learned how to make myself feel really good. Okay, that's a part of it. Like, how do you get yourself to feel good? Again, many years ago, Tony Robbins said at a seminar, he goes, if out of everything I've taught you, there's one key: become the master of making yourself feel good. And part of that for me was learning when I was going through these intense, traumatic emotional states, was to realize like, hey, this is a clearing. You're going through this. It's going to pass. Now, it's easy to say, but there did come a time, at least 10, 15 years ago, I'm like, hey, I'm going through it again. That's okay. Just go with it. And when you go with it, it tends to lighten things up a bit. So essentially, here's what's been going on, especially at the end of a 9-year cycle, is we're shifting our energy. Actually, let me read this off here. So Christ wasn't trying to start a religion. He was trying to awaken your frequency. That's the shift, and that's what can be painful as we go through that shift. Because it's a massive amount of energy shifting to another level. Things are starting to pick up pace and speed, and there's a kind of a, it's like you're literally your molecules, your electrons, your atoms, everything's starting to spin faster. And as you shift from one level to another, it's kind of chaotic, and that's what's really causing the stress. It's kind of, I call it an electromagnetic stress or whatever, but until everything gets into sync again at this new level, here's the thing, the next level is going to be smoother. Every level is. So until things that are oscillating, vibrating at a higher rate, higher level can get into sync, it's just like a car's engine. Like, you've got to have the valves in sync, otherwise it's going to be like a really rough ride. So once you get everything in sync and everything's tuned, you start to flow on this next level a lot better. Things start to happen. And you feel a lot better. So just keep going through it. You're going to be fine. Oh, and, okay, I think I almost forgot this part. So what I was saying earlier, you might feel lost in your job or your career or your life. And, you feel like, oh, I don't know where I'm going. And it can cause you to be depressed. Well, be okay with that. Because on the other end, you may not actually shift out of your career or job, but you may tune something a little bit different, or you might make a slight shift and not actually having to leave. Or it's very possible you're like, nope, I'm jumping ship, I'm going over here, this is what I'm meant to do now. So it's going to flow, it's going to feel good when you do it. So when you do it, you'll know. It won't be like, well, I'm not sure. It won't be like that. You're going to know. You're just going to transfer. You're going to shift. You might even just move up to another level. It's just going to be better. Life's going to be better. So when you get through this rough stage, that part of your life is going to improve as well. It's just going to be lighter. It's going to be happier. It's going to be funner. It's going to be more prosperous. One of the things is abundance is going to start coming in a lot easier when you do it from alignment versus chasing it. The chasing is toxic. It's exhausting. When you align, things fall into place and it just feels better. The work is smoother. You're more comfortable doing it. It's just nicer. It's the same thing when it comes to what people have been saying. You've been hearing this a lot for the last 2+ years, more and more online on social media, YouTube Shorts, etc. is don't chase, especially when it comes to dating relationships. Someone either likes you and wants to be with you, or they don't. And if they're showing that they're not responding, then just let it go. And that's what we're finding is instead of holding on to things that don't want to be with us or were not meant to be with us, you let it go, which clears the space to allow what's meant to be to slide into position, to slide into space, like putting pieces of the puzzle together. These are the pieces that are meant to fit together. This is why the word and the energy of allowing is so important. You allow things to come to you and you allow things to leave, because what's meant for you will fall into place. Now, you know what? As I'm saying this, like, man, I've heard other people say that and I didn't like that because it didn't sound like, it was like, oh, well, I have no control of it. No, that's not what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. You want to be happier. You want to be prosperous. You want better love. You want someone who loves you, who adores you, who wants to be with you, who you enjoy being with. And I mean on a better level. As long as you're holding on to that person and trying to make them like you or make them be nice to you, or see that this is one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the last year is I realize people are just people. Like, people are showing you their patterns. Like, this is what I do in this situation. This is who I am. This is how I treat people. This is what I do when you do this to me. And they're showing you your patterns. And if you're like, yeah, I don't like this. This is not cool. Stop trying to change them, because that's just who they are. Period. End of sentence. Your only job is to recognize and acknowledge what you're experiencing. That's it. Whether it's from a person, a cat, a dog, a job, just recognize, how do I feel? What am I experiencing? What was said? What was just acknowledge it. See it for what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's the clarity right there. The ending, 2025, the number 9, the ending is seeing things for the way they are, and then letting them go, especially those things that are not good for you. The things that are like, wow, you're trying to love this person thinking, oh, they're going to love me back, but they don't. So see it and realize, like, no matter how much I love this person, no matter how kind I am to this person, no matter how hard I work at this job, I'm not getting the raise, I'm not getting the position. It's time to allow yourself to see things for the way they are and to notice it, and to let them go so you can fall into better places, better positions, better jobs, higher paying jobs, jobs that are just funner, more enjoyable. And that includes friends, family, relationships. Like, you're just like, is it work? Here it is right here. Is it working or not? Yes or no? Do you feel good? Is this what you wanted? Is this the experience that you enjoy having? If not, it's time to begin to go, you know what? I think it's time to take a deep breath, and it's time to just move on. So many of us on this channel, being empaths and light workers, etc., is we try to make people like us who don't like us. And that's one of our biggest problems. It's like, it's time for you to walk away from that and then begin to notice that people who like you for who you already are right now, and who you like for who they already are. That's the way it was always meant to be. Trying to get someone to treat you better? Wrong. When people don't treat you right, move on. That's it. Value yourself. This is self-love, this is self-respect, and this is boundaries. Now watch this. So you may have heard this story. It's been online a bit for the last few years. So a father gives his son an old watch, a really, really nice watch, and he tells him to take it to different places. First he says, go to the pawn shop. So he takes it to the pawn shop and he goes, ask them how much they'll give for you, and then but bring it back and then tell me. So he comes back and goes, Dad, they want to give me $10 for it. And the dad goes, okay, well, hold on to it. He goes, now go to the jewelry store and see what they're willing to offer you, and then bring it back and tell me how much they're willing to pay you. So the kid goes and to the jewelry store, and they look at it for a while, and they go, man, this is a really, really nice watch. And the owner goes, I will definitely buy this for you. I'll give you $150. So the kid comes back and goes, Dad, he goes, they want to give me $150 for it. And the dad's like, okay, well, just hold on to it a little bit longer. He goes, now what I want you to do, I want you to take it to the museum and show it to them and and let them look at it and ask them what they're willing to offer you. So the kid goes there and they offer him $500,000, realizing this is a one of a kind from a certain era, a certain time, and a certain prince or king owned it, blah, blah, blah. And it was made for this king, I think it was. And they say, we'll give you $500,000. So the kid comes running back and he goes, Dad, they want to give me $500,000. And the dad goes, so what did you learn? And the father explains, this is how you know your value or show your true value. It's recognized by the right people and places, not by those who don't understand it. And that's why right now God is telling us, is showing us, a divide is happening right now. Do not engage with lower dimensional behavior. They can't. It's literally like, sure, they did pretty well in school up until 8th or 9th grade, maybe 10th grade, but you know, that they know basic math, they know multiplication and division, but they don't understand trigonometry, they don't understand calculus, they don't understand higher levels of math or physics. They don't understand it. So they're gonna knock you, they're gonna laugh at you, oh, that's not real. A lot of people do that to me. I say, hey, why don't you go talk to your professor at your local college? Why don't you go buy this book and just read chapter 2 and chapter 3? Or do you remember in algebra class chapter 1, and I'll break it down like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about that. And I'm like, so who's the dumb one? Okay, I'll give you another example. Me. There's people that'll meet me that will just look at me like, well, you're nobody, you're nothing. And then when they see my coach, Jacob Stitz Duran, talking to me or talking to me online, or someone's like, wait, you know that guy? I'm like, yeah, he was my coach for 7 years. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. Like, but that guy's like really famous. And then I have pictures of a bunch of other people, fighters, etc. People that I interact with, people that are on my Facebook page. And it blows their mind. They're like, you? I'm like, yeah, me. That's the pawn shop offering you $10. When somebody offers you $10, walk away. When someone offers you $150, walk away. When somebody starts offering you $500,000 and up, that's the people you hang out with. Now, here's the funny thing. These people, my goddaughter saw me with someone and she's, oh my God, look, so-and-so. I'm like, well, yeah, I know them. And I walked over and said, hey, how's it going? And gave him a hug, and they're talking to me. She was silent, just dead silent. And she's looking at me like, what? Like her reality was like, wait, what's going on here? So when we left, she goes, you really know that person, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I do. And here's the thing that blew her away was the respect this person was giving me. The love this person was giving me. People at lower levels cannot see a diamond. They can't see it. They can't feel it. They can't hear it. They don't understand what they're looking at because they've never experienced being with a diamond before. I'll be honest with you. I don't tell anybody who I am or what I've done or the people I'm associated with. Very, very rarely. In fact, this is probably one of the first real ones where I've kind of put some of it out there, is because I want to see how they're going to treat me. Because I'm trying to find out, who are they as a human being? How do they treat people who they don't know anything about? Respect, kindness, genuineness, goodness? Or do they feel like, oh, I can walk on this person? Because people will reveal themselves. And there's another reason why I do it. If and or when they disrespect me or think, oh, I'm better than you, blah, 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 I pull the rug out from underneath them and they smack the back of their head on the floor and they're like, holy shit, you know that guy? And yeah, sure do. And when they see the way, here's what it really is. When they see the way people treat me, they're like, huh, okay, why is that person treating you so well? Because they know who I am. And then I walk away. And that's when they realized, oh, I had someone special in my life. They'll regret it till the day they die. People on the lower levels just flat out take kindness for weakness. It's not weakness. Kindness comes from strength. If you're not a strong person, you're going to be negative. You're going to be aggressive. You're going to have your shields up because you're weak inside. People that are truly strong, they lower their guard. And people think, oh, they're easy for the attack until they get smacked upside the head, till the rug gets pulled out from underneath them. Like, oh, geez, whoa, who's this guy? Another thing I've learned about people on lower levels, call them narcissists or whatever you want to call them, is because they've never really connected with people at higher levels, they just, when you come along, you're like, yeah, I did this, I did that, they don't believe you. So you're like, oh, okay, well, I never asked you to believe me. I mean, you asked me, blah, 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 so whatever. Is when they start going, wait a minute, you had dinner with Tony Robbins? I've had dinner with Tony Robbins. I've had lunch with Tony Robbins and his wife and a couple of his associates. I sat ringside with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris convinced me to get into kickboxing. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of times people won't value you simply by, see, okay, I shouldn't have to say, oh, Tony Robbins, Chuck Norris. I shouldn't have to say any of that. If people don't value me for who I am, if they can't appreciate it, they can't see the value. Just like someone like the museum, when they looked at that watch, they're like, whoa, this is a one of a kind. We have to get this watch. Those are the kind of people you want to be around. Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. It's really weird because around some people, they just literally won't lift a finger for me, even if I've helped them 100 times. They won't do one little thing in return. But then there's people that will move mountains for me. Danny Stell, Jacob Stitch Duran, and a couple of other people, the president of the IKF, and on and on. And I'm like, well, why is that guy making a phone call for you? I'm like, yeah, maybe you should figure that out. That's the way you should be treated by the people that are around you. Period. End of sentence. It's sad to say, but a lot of times your family members, they won't treat you that way. I just learned to walk away. Because if people are taking up all your time, energy, and space, nobody else can come in. That's the point about allowing, letting go, and noticing people for who they are. Create space, allow space for better people to walk in. That's what this cycle is all about. The ending of this cycle is for you to stop allowing people to stay in your field, in your space, who are not good for you, who are toxic. Get rid of them, create space, and I promise you, better people will start to fill it in. That's it, guys. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And as always, you can go ahead and make a donation to support this channel. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box, or you can buy one of my dating and relationship coaching books. God bless you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.